Welcome to
Okay.
Two Dumb Dogs' first video episode. We got
Woo
Greg
woo!
and we got Gavin in the house. Gavin's our first guest. How's everybody doing?
Howdy, howdy.
Gavin, aka Paul Bunyan. Holy shit, that is a magical beard he's got on his face. Good Lord.
Yeah,
I
wait
was
till
just
he
thinking
gets
the
out.
same about your hair, man. I haven't seen your hair grown out ever. Last time I saw you, had like a buzz cut.
Yeah, he's
Well, that's because I was still in the army, but oh my god, we've all just drastically gotten older. Holy shit. Except for Rodney.
Weird
He's
how that
still
works, right?
it's been like
Yeah,
10
holy
years.
shit. It's been 10. Oh god, it's been longer than 10 years now. I think about it.
Yeah,
Holy
it's been
shit.
about like probably
But
11, 12.
Gavin, thank you for joining us. Holy shit, we're on Two Dumb Dogs / a half a dog. I don't know.
Yes, yes. I'm proud to be a guest dog. Thank you for having me.
Oh God,
Glad
this
to
is
have you,
amazing.
Gavin. So yeah, so we have not planned anything about what we're talking about today because we've had hard enough time just getting everybody in the same room on the same time zone. But yeah, so yeah, Greg's going.
Gavin, tell everybody who you are and how we all know each other from your perspective. How about we start with Gavin?
All right, yeah.
Fair
All
enough.
right,
Well,
Gavin.
I would say that my name is Gavin. I've known Rodney and Greg for a very long time, more Rodney than anything. I've met Greg a few times, and we haven't had a ton of hangouts. I would say the long story short of it would be that we met in high school. I knew Rodney since sophomore year of high school, but not super well. And then our friend groups kind of merged together. We had a lot of mutual friends with PJ, Cody, and Austin, and all them. And then it kind of blossomed into a cool friendship. We had a whole band thing going on, and Rodney was our bassist. I was the drummer, so we had a great relationship there, bassists and drummers.
Yeah,
I remember your
distinctly
drum
remember.
skills. You were definitely really good on the drums. I remember that. That was fun.
Yes, that was
Thanks,
fun.
man.
Many a nights crammed in your fucking tiny ass bedroom with your fucking queen size bed and office desk and drum set in there, and then trying to fit 5 bodies. Meanwhile,
Oh,
Gavin is like, how tall are you? You're 6 foot, aren't you?
6'5".
6'5". Okay, well, I didn't want to give you too much.
It's okay.
But yeah. But yeah, so he's a 6'5" drummer, fucking, and yeah, that was many a nights, fucking just sitting on his bedroom floor with the amplifiers right in your fucking face, just drowning in the fucking music. Oh my gosh,
And the drums were so loud that we couldn't hear each other, so we had to buy louder equipment to play over the drums.
Yeah.
Hence the half stack that we had, and there was a lot of amplified sound in a very enclosed space. So I'm surprised we don't have more hearing issues than we do.
To put it in perspective, your bedroom couldn't have been no bigger than fucking 12 foot 15, and that's generous, I think.
Yeah, I mean, after you put the
it was
queen
a
size bed
small
in,
apartment.
Yeah.
It was definitely a small apartment.
Small apartment on the second floor, and then it got into a competition once we all started getting money and buying our own equipment. I remember Cody bought himself this fucking Buga giant a stack and a half amplifier for a fucking, and he's the rhythm guitarist.
It was a half stack.
So there's like no reason for him to be that loud. I'm sitting there on a 200-watt bass amp, and then PJ had he only had like a little 100-watt, but it was still, he had all the bells and whistles on his.
Well, he had like a small little tiny PV one, and then he ended up in that same little stretch of time that you were talking about, that PD or that Cody got his. PJ went and got a Marshall half stack, so he ended up having this pretty badass Marshall half stack that we got from this old dude in Jacksonville. I remember picking it up very, very fondly. It was a good time.
Very sketchy. Yeah, but no.
Very sketchy. Our whole lives back then were super sketchy. What are you two on about? We lived
that's all of Florida.
Gavin, if I remember correctly, you had a relative of some kind that loved to go and get us alcohol. I hope the statutory laws are about to get us all in trouble, but I distinctly remember you having a relative that constantly got us alcohol. Holy shit, those were good days.
So that wasn't, so we didn't have the alcohol as much. Like we did a little bit. We had a couple drunk nights, but mostly it wasn't like it. My place was the place that people came to, but a lot of the time it was people bringing shit. Like there was a couple times that I was able to, shoo the relative into grabbing us some extra drinks, but like most of the time it was like my place was just a safe spot. So as long as we came to like my room and kept all the doors shut and like didn't cause mayhem, no one really gave a shit. So yeah, I mean we definitely did a bunch of drinking and shit, but it was a good time, man.
That's not how I remember it.
Okay, how do you remember it, Rodney?
I remember all of that. That same thing could be applied to my house, because my mother was the one that was like, as long as you do it here, I don't care, as long as I know where you are. But she didn't really buy it for us. You, on the other hand, you had an older brother, and your late father was more than happy.
He's dead.
I mean, oh no, he's dead. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, brother. Hey,
You're good, brother. Yeah, no.
My condolences.
But no, it was a safe place. Your father took care of us, made sure that nobody sketchy, fucking nothing happened. Yeah. So fucking
definitely, man. It was
he was a great
fun
man.
Times.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
We even named our band after the apartment building, fucking here at 308. That's how fucking dumb we were.
Oh man, but bro, we played Framming Henley's Lollipop like the best of them, bro.
I know everybody got.
That's the only song I remember you guys played. You played it very well, but you played it for like 20 minutes straight, just over and over and over and over again.
This will practice, jackass.
Dude, I was always drunk out of my mind, but I remember like 15 minutes into it, it's like, I think they already played this song, but okay.
Yeah, we just never stopped. It was just all the same song.
Yeah, because it's only like what, 4 bars just constantly repeated.
Yeah, you loop it exactly, and then we had a really good feel for each other.
Yeah, it was just a loop that we just jammed off of. It was like a practice song. Just to get
the best part about it is the reason why we kept that song as kind of like the core song that we've riffed around with is, for one, because it was really simple, like you were saying. There's only a few chords for you to, and it's a lot of repetition. But also we had a good feel for each other. So just in general, when it came to us hanging out, but also when it came to playing music, we had the ability to like lead into each other, and you would do something, or PJ would do something, or Cody would do something to where it would tip off the other person, and we're like, okay, cool, he's about to do a build here, so let me start picking up the pace a little bit on this, and I'll start doing that. And the way that like we were able to sync up with that and play at the same time and like feel what each other were doing and anticipate what each other were doing, that's not something a lot of bands are able to achieve. So it was fun for us to do that. So that was a great time. That was one of my favorite memories, being able to riff.
Yeah, so that's why we played that, was because it was a good warm-up song. And yeah, we, like you said, we got to practice like meshing in the middle of a song, like it wasn't scripted. We all knew our place in the song, and we're like, all right, Cody's coming down, so maybe it's time for somebody else to pick up. And then we'd like all look at each other like, all right, Gavin's got something coming up, so we'll back off, and stuff like that. It was just like balancing the level of the song. But yeah,
right.
And
well, I got a question for you, Rodney.
We did Fall Out Boy. That was that, and then
that was my next question. Yeah, I was gonna say, do you remember what the playlist was? Because we had about 5 songs that we got down pretty well. I remember 3 of them, and the more we talk, I'll probably remember more. But 3 of them very succinctly. We've already named one.
Sugar, We're Going Down, and then I think
okay, so there's 4. Yep, Sugar,
Thanks
We're Going
for
Down.
The Memories.
No, didn't get that one.
No.
Well, we might have. We just didn't play it.
I know we had 2 Fall Out Boy songs.
I am loving all of this. This is fucking amazing, Rodney. And Gavin, you have the voice of a podcaster. Where the hell have you been this entire time? Yo, your voice needs to be heard by the people.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Garcia. Thank you so much, Mr. Garcia.
I'm really loving that beard. Good God, you look like you took a long time with that beard. Holy shit.
It looks about as old as your daughter.
Yeah, no, it's only I started growing it out not last July, but the July before that was when I stopped cutting my beard. So It's been a year and 6 months at this point. It's been a year and 6 months. Yeah.
Fuck, man, that's growing faster than the hair on your head.
And I've been trimming it too. Well, I get haircuts, bro. It's not like I'm letting that shit grow out. Not everyone has glorious locks like Greg over here.
No, I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Well, both Greg and I, well, I cut my hair, but I grew my hair out for COVID and everything, and it grew pretty fast. But I don't grow my beard out because it stops like right here. Like
Yeah.
I grew it
Hey,
out
as long
for
as you don't,
16
Rodney,
months.
as long as you don't do that Mohawk thing again, I think you're doing us and society a huge favor that you don't look like the whitest version of Mr. T that's ever lived. Like, holy shit, man, I love you, but damn, I remember I had to get really used to that Mohawk a bunch of times. Like, oh shit.
Well, a lot of people. It was Rodney, it was PJ, it was Austin, it was Jordan. Those are 4 people in our group that had Mohawks at one point and at multiple points at the same time together. So
Yeah.
Mohawks
Okay,
were a
so
thing back in 2011 for some reason.
Oh
oh
yeah. I mean,
Jesus
I definitely
Christ.
started a fucking trend at one point.
Ah, you
Fucking
did. You
yeah.
did.
I remember
Yeah.
shaving plenty of heads in high school.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But hey, at
Well,
least
I
I know
remember.
when my hair finally starts falling out, I can go bald.
Oh,
I do have a decent looking head.
you got
Fair enough. Well, you
freckles on the top of your head, bro. You got
Huh?
fucking freckles on the top of your head.
those,
Unless I
those are
was
angel
high and
kisses.
the
Angel kisses. That's all.
I don't know.
angel
I wouldn't be
kisses.
surprised, but my hair is already
Oh,
so thin, I would think I would be able to see them.
oh God. I saw him. I fucking saw him. Gavin, how many kids you got now?
I got only one, and that's probably going to be the
Okay.
only kid we have. She's enough of a handful of 3, so 4 for 3.
Okay.
So
How old is your son, daughter?
daughter, her name is Olivia, and she just turned 4. So shout out Olivia if you're listening to this 10 years from now.
Olivia Young.
4. I
Or
also
however.
have one child. His name is David, and he's turning 11 in August, so I'm a little bit ahead of the game.
Shout out David.
Uh, Enjoy 4-year-old. I know that they like to take their diaper off and throw it at the wall while it's full. I've been there. I've done that. But David's about a year and a half away from having his first wet dream and masturbating all over the place. So I'm not
God.
ready for all
No.
sorts of fuckery that's about to happen in my life. Okay, I'm not ready for this shit.
About to be a
You're in
marriage
that
Oh my
unique
God.
in
window.
there.
You're about to hit that unique window of teenage angst and crazy, and
Oh.
like that's a whole another chapter of parenthood that I've not conceptualized myself. So good luck.
Oh my God. Yeah, because
Unchanneled
he's in a
fucking
strange phase of his life where
hormones.
he has like just now, for instance, he has an allergic reaction, right? So I try and throw him his ass in the tub, and I can see that his eyes are changing color and that his face is changing color. Also, there are guests here. So I'm like, what the fuck? Right? Why is this all happening before my very face? And he's fighting me. He's fighting me while I'm trying to help him. I don't know why
Trying to
children
help you.
Oh, I don't know why children fight you to the bitter end when you're trying to save them. Imagine trying to save your child from drowning and they're choking you at the same fucking time that you're trying to save them.
So true, and I don't understand it either. They will fight you for
Oh,
saving their life.
God. Oh, ew. Look, I
So
love
keep
my
going. So
kid.
you got him in the bathtub. Did you get him some Benadryl or something, or how did that end
Okay.
up playing out?
I ended up
Wait, what
having to
is he
call my
allergic
ex.
to?
He's allergic to a bunch of things. Germany has these weird trees that when they bloom, the pollen from it gets into your nose and into your sinuses, and that
Yeah,
will
we
fuck
call that
his
like
whole
hay
face.
fever.
I guess that would be the right word. The tree's called birke over here. He also, like my mom, has a wild allergy to cats. I don't know what the fuck happens. His skin changes color. It lumps up. He looks like he's about to die. His eyelids
So
turn
fuck,
red.
he can
His
just
nose
inhale
turns
something
pink.
and break
He
out.
starts
Okay.
he starts wiping himself to the point to where his skin starts peeling. I'm like, ah! And still,
no.
he will fight me. He will
That's
fight
bad,
me.
man.
He will
That's like fucking
fucking
instant chicken
fight
pox
me.
right there.
Yes, but this is where my compassion ends because while I'm making this hot bath and putting soap in to make sure we can get this off, he's like, I don't want to get in the tub. I don't want to get in the tub. I don't want to fucking get in the tub. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because then I can't go outside again. Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, that was Olivia 2 weeks ago. She had a 103-degree fever. And she is just like, so she's very, very picky on what she like consumes, what she eats and drinks. She only drinks milk, only drinks water. And this isn't like a thing where that's all she ever had, so that's all she's got used to. No, like our house is full of fruit juices and fruits and vegetables and all kinds of shit, but she's just very one track minded on what she likes. So for her, she hates anything fruit, and she only drinks milk and water, right? So that part's important to know. So she's got 103-degree fever, and this girl, and I'm like, look, you have to take medicine. And she's kicking tooth and nail. I mean, screaming like you're murdering her when you try to give her cough medicine. And you're like, listen, if you don't take this, like you're gonna get, I mean, we're gonna have to take you to the hospital. And it's like there's no explanation that makes sense to her. So I mean, you're right. You just gotta do it, because at the end of the day, like 103-degree fever at a sustained period could really be detrimental to a little child's brain. So you gotta do something. So you hold her down. We had a little, not a syringe. It is a syringe, but it's got like, the wide top. It's not a needle or anything. You just hold it in her mouth and you just, shoot it through and hold her mouth and hold her nose and have her swallow it. And her problem is she would like, she's such a rebel. She's such a little fucking tough-willed child. And I love it, but also, God, it makes you as a parent fucking seethe, because you're just,
God.
Save her life because she has 103-degree fever. And you get it in her mouth and you're like, finally, I got it in her mouth. You got the hand over, you hold her nose. And she's got to breathe. So you give her a second to breathe. She spits it out. Gets all over her face, all down her neck. Like she held it in
a fetal Rottweiler medication.
Oh man!
And she held it in.
Put it in peanut butter. Put it in peanut butter.
Well, she can't take capsules, so it's like I can't give her peanut butter. So it's like it's got to be the liquid form, and she can't take it. She hates anything fruit flavored. So, oh God, it's just been a nightmare. So, she just got to do it.
I understand your pain, because when you try to explain that to people that don't have kids, it sounds like abuse. But they weren't there when that shit was going down. They don't fucking get it, man. She's the fucking worst. He's the fucking worst. Like we had an episode. We had an episode that me and Rodney were talking about where I was having struggles with David, right? He's being disrespectful to his mom, and I gotta fuck him up when he does that shit, and he says things to his mom like, I don't wanna fuck you, da-da-da-da-da. And I gotta fuck his ass up, right? That sounds like abuse, but you weren't there. You weren't there. How dare you? You cannot judge me.
Well, it's in the definition of fuck them up, right? Because there's a pretty wide berth there that you can give as far as what that means, and it's different for every person, right? So,
yeah, I mean,
but also that's where it
gets
unique.
It could be like you're just causing them inconvenience, or you're totally fucking everything up.
Children are the inconvenience, Rodney. They are the okay. Having a kid,
you're trying to turn a wild animal into a civilized citizen.
Yes, but they have the same genetic dysfunctions that you have from going out the gate. Everything wrong with you, you then watch karma fold right before your very eyes as they say the same.
See, and this brings me back to why road rage is such a problem, because it takes such active work on a day-to-day basis to keep this civilization running. Because if we didn't have parents strangle holding their children to force feed them medicine, everybody would just be dying at 6 years old.
It's dude, true,
having kids is like the most amazing abusive relationship that's ever
now?
Been. What was the question?
What'd you say, Greg?
Okay, so having a kid is kind of like having like the wildest, most abusive relationship ever with somebody who does not contribute to rent at all, but you have such deep love and affection for this monster that you've created. Okay, so it evens out. Your worst nightmare and the most amazing thing that could ever happen to you goes hand in hand, and it's so extreme, both of those things, that you're always tired. You're just always tired, and you want to die constantly, but then you get a kiss on the cheek and I love you, Daddy. I love you so much. And then you're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I can't even be mad now.
Goodness.
It's equally the toughest thing I've ever done and the most rewarding thing I've ever done, all at the same time.
Well, that's how it is. That's what life is. Life is a constant struggle, and happiness comes when struggle means something.
Yeah, I'm going to die at 49, Rodney.
Man, quit.
I'm going to.
You're
I'm
so
going to
Yeah, what
die.
morbid.
is that about that, bro? Because I hear that in all your podcasts too, man. You got a very nihilistic view on your life and feel like you're like on death's door. And it's like, bro, you're a
Exactly
vibrant
what's going to happen, though.
35-year-old. You are just entering your adult stages right now, and you don't
Dude,
see it. You feel like you're an old
my
man because
son
you've got
is
a long
going to
way
turn
to
20. Okay, my son is going to turn 20 or 21, and I'm finally going to be able to relax. And poof, asshole cancer. I know it's coming, man. I know it's coming. I'm going to get the asshole cancer, and it's over for me, man, because asshole cancer only shows up when you can't shit right. And by then you go to the doctor, it's too late. Dude, I'm going to be dead by 49, man. All the stress that this being a dad is going to go right to my asshole. I
Just
know
don't
it.
go to the
I just
doctor.
don't go to the doctor.
Bro, asshole cancer is a bummer too, man. Like, cause what an embarrassment. It's like not only do you not have, or not only is it cancer, like the worst of diagnosis, but it's got to be your asshole, like the most
Yeah.
embarrassing.
The last
awkward-
pleasure you have as an adult is taking a shit in the morning, and God is taking that from you.
Oh my
That's
God,
true,
you
though.
guys are gonna be at my funeral. You guys are gonna be at my funeral, and you're gonna be like, you know, he did say it was gonna happen, and look, he was right. He was
You know,
right.
guys,
I
he
mean,
did call this. In all fairness, he did call it, guys. So credit where credit's due.
We can't really cry. I mean, we knew this was coming.
okay,
Uh,
enough about my darkness. Oh my God,
Goodness.
Gavin, I don't even know where you live anymore. You don't live up in Clay County anymore, do you?
no, so that was my whole thing. So like, so from the bands and the hanging outs to high school and getting through all that, and then just really from there, me and Rodney have been, Rodney moved to North Dakota, so that was his thing, and then all of our friends just kind of like did a little bit of a spread out. So, what, 3 out of our 5, friend group joined the military, or 4 of them anyway. So that's most of our friend group went military, so they all got spread out, nationwide,
Yep.
and then or internationally for some of them, and then so Rodney went up to North Dakota, and then for me,
But
I
you
was just
and
like,
I are really the only ones that didn't go to military, right?
yeah,
Well,
we're the only ones that didn't take the military path in one way or another. Yeah, absolutely. In our friend group, every single one of them took the military path, because in Florida, it's almost like that's your only way out, right? Like you don't
That
have a
is your
lot of.
only way out of Florida.
But
but
me and Brittany are 2 good examples of it not being the only way, but it makes people feel like that when you're in high school. And it's not the only way. But for people that have been there their whole life, because like me and Rodney we moved from many different places in our life, right? Like Rodney was from Indiana, moved to a couple different other places. I lived in Maryland and in Delaware and like a couple other places
Okay.
before I came to Florida. So like our sense of permanence wasn't the same for like in Austin, where he literally has lived there his entire life, or like a Cody, he lived in the same house he was born in. You know what I mean? Like that. So for them, I guess it feels like a little bit more of a trapped area where you can't get out. So the only way you can do it is military. But also on the flip side, that's not necessarily a reason they joined the military either. It wasn't because it's necessarily they thought it was the only way out. A lot of them had family in the military, so for them it was going to be their path regardless of where they were at in the world. Like PJ, for instance, his dad was a master chief. I don't think if PJ was in Salt Lake City, Utah, he would still probably be in the Navy. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
so some of it's circumstantial, some of it's based on location, a lot of factors there.
Yeah,
But
him and Jesse and Austin, they were destined for the military service from day one.
yeah,
Like they weren't looking to escape but I mean, to correct Gavin there, I'm born and raised in Florida.
you lived in Indiana though, right?
No. Okay, when I met you, I came back from Indiana because I was staying in Indiana for a year while my parents were traveling around delivering phone books. So I was out of school. So my sister was taking care of me up in Indiana when I started high school, and then I moved back down to Florida to live with my parents when they were stable. And then that's when I started high school with Sutherland and Amy and Emily and you, and then fucking Jordan and who else? Jordan and what's Jordan's brother's name? Fucking
Gene.
Gene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I met them. But you're special because you fucking married and have a child with your high school sweetheart. And then
Yeah, I don't know how you pulled that shit off, man.
And then her sister is in the same boat too, high school sweethearts, fucking got a child, doing the American dream thing.
With one of my best friends in Jordan. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
that was
You
cool
guys
too,
are living
man.
like a fucking TV sitcom over there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Gavin, what's the secret to keeping your marriage alive? What's the secret, man? Because I couldn't do it. 7 years and then oh god, it fell apart so epically.
I don't know, man. There's no real secret, right? Like at the end of the day, it's a lot of
They're
it's
two
luck.
peas
A
in a
lot,
pod, I think. I think that's
yeah.
the secret. They just lucked
Well,
out. Like their personalities, like Emily was dark and broody when they met, and then Gavin's all like bubbly and fucking wanting to be not wanting to be friends with everybody. So they like balanced each other out. And plus they're fucking
well,
honest people. So that's what makes a relationship happen, I think, is just fucking being straight up.
that's a lot of it, that's for sure. And it's funny you say that because like she was that like dark brooding personality before I met her, but when I met her, I never experienced any of that.
Exactly.
So like y'all's yeah, she wasn't in her goth phase when I met her. I mean, she
Well,
didn't
she
have the
wasn't
eyeliner,
really
the
like, well, I'm not gonna put words in Emily's mouth, but she didn't really date that much before you.
yeah. No, what I meant though is like I didn't see that I didn't get that like when I met her, it was
Yeah,
just
because you
very
flipped the
like,
switch in her.
right, fair enough, maybe I'll take that, right? But
Yeah,
it was a go ahead.
I think that's what it was. You just flipped a switch. She finally met somebody that was honest and nice and shit, and she could finally fucking be herself and be vulnerable around you. So I think that's what happened with Emily. But that's just my, we got to start a new meeting. Guess we're running
Oh,
out
we
of time.
do? Oh
Okay.
shit.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna
All
send you guys new invites.
right. Okay.
Gotta pair your audio.
You can hear me.
Okay, there you go. That was a bad spot to fucking have to reset, but we're just waiting on Gavin.
Yep. Dude, this is a lot of fun. I'm
This-
absolutely enjoying the shit out of this.
Me too, man. Fucking, I think we'll try and get Cody next. He's in the middle of moving, so he's probably got a lot of shit to talk about.
Dude, Gavin is perfect for podcasting. Holy shit. He's
I
just
know.
driving and chilling and he's just got his whole shit going and it's just great. Oh my
Gavin's
God.
always been like,
And that beard is majestic.
wait,
Holy shit.
having a
I'm
problem?
jealous.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Invite, copy invitation. All right, there we go. And get that out of my face. Yeah, dude, Gavin's perfect for anything, man. He's always been a showman. He's always like on the ball.
I was also a military brat. My dad was in the army. I went into the army. We all needed the army or the military to get our fucking shit together, except for you and
Oh
Gavin.
yeah. But it's like, I mean, back to what Gavin was saying with like all of us, like, I mean, with you and me, like we related, like for me, Florida was like living in a fucking snow globe, like minus the snow, you know? It felt like I was literally trapped in a bubble. Like
I also
I
felt super
couldn't
trapped
get
with
out
Florida.
of this. Like as soon as I got to the end of it, it was like, you know, like a simulation. Like they just kept like it just kept putting me on the other side, like Pac-Man.
I'm not gonna lie, I was incredibly miserable in Green Cove, and I ended up putting myself in a lot of situations that were just self-sabotaging in the end.
Tyson's.
Oh,
Okay. Is it coming? There we go.
Shit, can you hear me? There we go.
yes.
They wanted me to okay the fact that we were being recorded for
Oh yeah.
getting
Well, that's good to know.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Gavin, if you don't mind me asking, what made you leave Florida?
Oh, I hated Florida. I never wanted to be there in the first place.
Yeah,
So,
I felt incredibly trapped as well. But your story, give us your story.
well, so I moved down to Florida when I was like 15. You know, Dad just moved the family down there to be closer to my aunt who lived in Florida, and then but from the moment I moved down there, I knew it wasn't going to be my permanent place of living. It was just kind of what I had to do because you go with your parents where they go.
Yep.
But yeah, I just you know, tried to the whole time I was in Florida, I knew I wanted to get out. I just needed to find the right time, place, and moment to do so. But when the time and opportunity presented itself, I jumped on it, and I already a lot of the groundwork and blocks that I set up in Florida helped me with my transition as an adult to get up here. So, for instance, I was working at a car dealership in Florida. I'm sure you know Garber Auto Mall.
Yeah,
Right,
he's been there a couple times.
Yep. So I was a service advisor there for years, and that allowed me, getting the knowledge and experience there allowed me to transfer up here and have a job that was sustainable enough to afford living up here because it's so expensive up here. So like in Florida, we had a whole house on Pearl Street with 4 bedrooms and a yard with a fence and all of that, and we were spending somewhere around $1,200 a month with utilities and everything all in. Right now, a 1-bedroom apartment in Virginia is $1,900. It's just fucking
inflation
insane.
is destroying everything. Inflation is blah. Good
That
God.
convenience charge.
Yeah, it's the area, right? Because like everybody that lives here are contractors, like or defense contractors, or like big IT guys and defense people through the military, or military people, congressmen, shit like that. Like I live 30 minutes outside of DC. So all of the housing here is very much priced at that point because of all these people that have all the money around here. But long story short, but the point being, to get back to what I was getting at before, is the reason why I was successfully able to move up here is because of what I did in Florida. And that allowed me to find a decent paying job up here, which was I worked for Audi in Tyson's Corner. And I was a service advisor there, but that afforded me the ability to move up here. And then from there, I just started putting different little pieces in motion to transition myself out of the automotive world. And now I'm in a job that I'll probably never leave. I love this job.
Well, good for you. Good for
Yeah,
you. Maybe if you work really, really hard, you could be a successful podcaster like me and Rodney. You have the voice for radio, definitely.
My goodness. Well, until then, I'll just be a guest on the podcast. Okay, I can live in this glory for now.
Nah, bro. You're one of our biggest followers that actually listens to all the episodes. So we're honored
I've
to have you
listened
on
to
here.
everyone.
Well, since we finally are at this situation, I think it's time that me and Rodney start talking about shit that we've been holding back. I think we've made it to that time. I'll go first, Rodney. Are you ready?
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, but
shit.
I'll go with you.
Here we go.
I'm lost, but I'll follow you.
Okay. Shit. Okay. I'm in love. I'm fucking in love. I'm so goddamn
we're going there.
love. I met a beautiful, it's not that I met her because we've actually known each other for many, many years now, but we only recently got together, and she's got 2 kids and I got a kid, and oh my God, she's amazing in so many fucking ways. Holy shit. She's from Hungary, which is another wild thing. I'm struggling to fathom the fact that 2 people could have grown up 10,000 kilometers apart from each other and have so much in common and understand each other so well and be able to, echo each other's move in wild ways and be able to know what the other person's thinking. It's so fucking bizarre, Rodney. Gavin, this shit is crazy. Oh my God, I'm gonna marry this woman.
Man. How did you
going to freaking. We actually I've never actually admitted this online, but I'm gonna just say I work at McDonald's now, and I have for almost 6 years. Because after the Army, I used my DD-214 to work on an Army installation as a civilian in Germany, because there's a bunch of Army bases all over the world, right? But I did that for about 7 years, 7 or 8 years. And then when my divorce happens, I had one of those forks in the road where, okay, do I go back to the United States because now my paperwork is all fucked up? Do I stay with my son? And in itself, it was an easy decision. Of course, I'm going to stay with my kid, but that there was heavy consequences to that decision. Completely leaving the United States, because on the Army installation, when you go into a commissary PX, you still have all the American products, you still pay your US taxes. I literally then really, even though I'd already been living over here 7, 8 years, I had finally actually completely immigrated over to the German system. And my first and only job outside of this podcast was working at McDonald's, because they're the only ones that'll take somebody that doesn't have a German high school diploma or college degree. And this job is the wildest job I've ever had because there's 60 to 90 people that I've worked with on a consistent basis, and they're all from all over the world. I've literally worked from people from every single country except for Australia. Those seem to be the only people that don't make it to Germany for one reason or another. But you're Russians, Ukrainians, Polish, Czech, Slovakian, Hungarian, Macedonian, Serbian, Bulgarian, Italian, Indian, Pakistan, Filipino, Indonesia.
Okay, we get it. We get it.
And I met her. It just at the time that we met, I had a girlfriend. She was married, and now the tide has changed. The tide has changed drastically in our favor. The stars have aligned, and I'm so fucking happy. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Holy
Now,
shit, I'm
I
so
want you
happy.
to remember how you're acting right now. And then remember this when David starts acting up, when he starts hating girls, because
Why
he's
you
gonna
gotta
act
go and
evil.
ruin a good thing, Rodney?
Because
Why
you're
you gotta
acting
go
like
and
a
ruin it?
fucking 13-year-old right now, man. Fuck.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm
Gotta go
happy
and
for
ruin
you,
it.
but damn, dude, dial it back a little bit. You
Nah,
look like
fuck
you're
that,
about to
Greg.
cry.
Nah, fuck that, Greg. I disagree with Rodney completely. Live in this moment. Soak it up. Because you know what? There are only a few moments in your life where you're allowed to feel giddy and allowed to feel excited like a little
Ah.
12-year-old, a grown ass man, and love is one of them.
Ah.
So fuck all that shit you just heard from Rodney, all right? Live in it.
Hey,
Live in it. Keep
hey,
glowing, bro.
hey, Gavin, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just being happy-go-lucky. I know this fucker here, and I know I've been here on the receiving end of the phone calls when he fucking fucks up because he got too headstrong, and then the girl fucking did something crazy or something out of left field happens with Greg. So I'm just looking out for my best friend, keeping his head cool so he doesn't fuck himself over.
Oh,
He
I see.
is
Keep his
right though. I
people.
have a history of dating narcissists, and this is the first time I'm not with one. And I do feel a little bit weird. I'm constantly waiting for a strange fight to happen at random where I'm belittled and felt like nothing, and it's just not happening with her.
Yeah.
And it's never happened. And she makes me laugh all the fucking time. She's really funny for a woman. Oh my god, now I'm being sexist. Holy shit, I can't believe I just said that live. Oh my god, but she's
You mean
so
she's funny
fucking
for a
funny.
partner? There you go.
Dude, we laugh all the fucking time. Okay, there's no misery in the air. Obviously, 10 years from now, after we fucked each other up a bunch of times, sure, there's probably going to be something like that in there, but we get each other. We
That's
absolutely
saying
get each other
something.
hardcore.
That's saying something that you guys are having fun and laughing because you guys are both speaking fucking German all the time.
Yeah, she
She doesn't
can't
speak
speak English.
English.
I can't speak Hungarian. It's
Oh,
it's
wow.
all in German.
How
It's all in
fluent are you
German.
in?
Well,
Do you find yourself,
I mean,
do you,
okay. I want to say fluent, but that's not completely accurate because even though I can read, write, and speak German, I fuck up grammatically all the time.
Well, that's
Or
the definition
people
of
like
fluency.
within 3 or 4 sentences of speaking to somebody in German, they immediately know that I am not in German in the moment.
See,
Sometimes I'll get these weird things where they'll be like, "Hey, are you from like England or something?" I'm like, "No, I'm from America." And they're like, "Oh, I didn't know." And I'm like, "How do you?"
and that's what I was trying to get to you whenever we were talking about languages earlier. I don't know if we published that episode or if it got bloopered out, but learning a language, the faster you get, the faster you uh manage their headspace and how they form their sentences, the more fluent, the faster you'll get to fluency. Because fluency is how smooth is the parts of the sentence, not the verbs, not the nouns, not the big words, but it's the small words in between. That's what determines your fluency. Like whenever even like Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah speaks great English, but his grammatic, the way he forms his sentences tells us that English is not his first language.
Well, he is from a country where they have 11 official languages, and I think he
Well,
speaks like
he
four of
also
them.
speaks like five different languages. So he has all these different. Every time you learn a new language, you're creating a different personality in your head. It's an alter ego. Because you're code switching back and forth if you really want to be fluent.
Well, that's because the rules of each language are a little bit different from each other. But you are missing out on the fact that when you are conversing with somebody, the way they communicate back to you has a psychological effect. Like when I'm talking German to somebody and they start mocking my German, that gives you a
Words have
complexion.
power.
Yeah, it gives you a complexion sometimes, and then you, I guess, get a little nervous, so to speak, and then you start fumbling things a little bit.
That's why a lot of adults don't bother trying to learn a language, or they'll study for 3 years before they even try to conversate with a native speaker.
Still, I would strongly encourage languages you can, as many as you can. It's a lot of fun. You can
even if you don't become fluent, you
on the
still
planet.
learn stuff. Like, just learning how people think changes the way that, like whenever you're hearing somebody with a foreign language and they're saying something, you're like, well, why did they come up with that idea? And then like with Spanish speaks in phrases. You can only have one verb per sentence without the and and all that.
Spanish in Spain, the Spanish in Mexico, and like the Spanish in Argentina are not the same. They have different words and phrases.
Motherfucker. Can I finish a goddamn thought?
But your thoughts are always halfway, and I'm just
because you keep cutting me off.
Mom and Dad are funny.
I'm sorry. I'm just surrounded by so many languages and so many rules.
All right, whatever. Fucking now, because I've lost my train of thought now. But no, yeah, because I dabble. I took a year of German. I took 2 years of Spanish. I took 3 years of sign language. I've taught myself Japanese for like the last 5 years, and now I'm trying to pick up Spanish again. But with me, like it's always easier if you know how to think in the language. Because whenever you have difficulty translating stuff, it's because, well, you can't say that phrase in this language because they don't fucking think like that.
The worst part is when you say the phrase and then you have to describe to them what you're trying to say and they just don't get it.
We lost Gavin.
Right? Oh no, we lost Gavin.
I think he's got to go back to lunch here soon. Hold on a second.
Oh no. Dude, this is so much fun. Oh my God. I can see all of your faces. Dude, did we get an hour?
I don't even know. We just been recording it. I don't have a time stamp on anything, so I won't know. Oh, it says 40 minutes. There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Gavin, you got bored of us going back and forth, and then we lost you.
No, my fucking iPhone overheated. I've got the heater going.
No.
It's like
oh no
30 degrees here today, so I'm running the heater, and the iPhone's mounted right above the heater. So yeah, so I'm just like listening to it, and y'all go out, and then this thing is just saying it's too hot, and you can't even use it. So
fucking iPhones.
Fucking iPhones. My Android's never done that. My Android's like, I'll die, bitch. I'll bubble up and boil over. Just use it. Whatever you need, just use it. So
I had that problem with my iPad too when I was living out of my van. Fucking, it would get too cold really easy.
Yeah. iPhone's like, oh, it's too cold, I don't want to work. Or, oh, it's too hot, I don't want to work.
You don't get to make that decision.
No, Android's just like, bitch, I'll die. Whatever you need. I'm here for it.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm glad you told me about that. I was considering buying an iPhone just to see if the camera was better, because my Android has taken a couple too many drops. Like it doesn't switch from landscape to portrait that fast anymore.
Oh yeah.
Because I think I fucked up the little compass thing in it, or gyroscope, whatever you call it. But yeah, okay. Well, what you want to ask Gavin anything else? I think he's only got like maybe 20 minutes left in his lunch.
Gavin, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for joining our show today. Thank you for your guest appearance. You are more than welcome on our show anytime you have time. This was a fucking blast. Is Rodney ready to talk about the big change he's been contemplating in his life?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about? We had a long ass conversation about this.
Are you talking about moving to Europe or doing the van?
You were talking about in many ways how you were ready to leave North Dakota.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've kind of been ready to move to leave North Dakota. I've just been looking for something to pull me, pull me in a specific direction.
Yeah, Gavin, I sent him the website to where he can apply for civilian work overseas. And we're talking about getting our studio. His words, not mine. He's like, we need to get a studio together, and it would be better for the podcast if he came to Germany. His words, not mine. And I'm really excited at the prospect of him coming over here because we haven't lived next to each other in so long, and having my best friend back would be amazing. And just oh my God, holy shit. I can't believe I'm all giddy again. Woo!
Well, yeah.
That's exciting, and especially like opening new worlds like that, like going to live in a different country completely for an extended period of time is really good for you mentally, I feel, as well. So yeah, I mean, if you have
2024, man, that's gonna be the year 2024. Woo!
It is 2024.
It is 2024. How do you not know what year it is?
What are you talking about? I'm not fucking moving to Germany this year.
No, but this year a lot of things have happened. Our podcast is blowing up. We got guest appearance. We got live recordings. You're getting yourself ready in the phase of moving around.
Okay, I thought you were like, he's gonna be here in 2024. I'm like, bitch, that's
dude. I Rodney, I'm so excited at the thought of you coming over here and seeing my best
Me too,
friend.
Man. I'm excited.
More than once every 3 or 4 years.
I'm gonna tour around the states, and like I'm gonna go to Walmart, buy me a fucking map, and just start Xing off everywhere I've been, and make sure that bitch is fucking blacked out before I leave. That way I can say, yeah, I know the United States. I've been everywhere. What do you want to know?
Okay. Well, is there a place that you haven't been yet that you'd really like to see? And Gavin, that question goes to you too. Is there a place in the country you haven't been to yet that you'd really like to see?
Do you want me to answer first or Rodney to answer?
Sure,
go ahead. You go first. You're the guest.
Okay. The question would be, is it in the country that I have to answer this question to, or is it
anywhere?
Where could you see yourself, like, putting down roots, like, buying a lease or signing up for a lease for an apartment or a home, putting Olivia in school?
Well, so those are two different questions. So one question answered, where would I like to be or see or travel to at some point? That answer is Ireland. And I guess it could still kind of tie into it as well. I could definitely live in Ireland at some point in my life and feel completely content and happy with my decisions. But as far as like reality goes, where would I live? I'm here. Like Northern Virginia is where I want to live. I think it's gorgeous.
Okay.
All the landscaping, the mountains, the rivers, it's stunning up this way. But as far as like where I want to go,
question, Gavin. I have a really stupid question. Okay. Is the Shenandoah River a real thing, or is that just in a song?
Oh, of course. Yeah, the Shenandoah River, baby. That goes through. And funny enough, that song, West Virginia, he's not singing about the state West Virginia. He's singing about Western Virginia.
Good to know. I need to write that down.
Shenandoah Valley, all of that, 90% of that's in Virginia. There's only like 3 miles in West Virginia, but most of it's actually in the
state. But what if the best part of it's in West Virginia?
It's not. It's not at all, actually.
Also, Gavin, I have been to Dublin, Ireland. I went there for St. Patrick's Day. It's not the same as Boston. There isn't like this big ass party with tits everywhere and alcohol. It's a religious thing. Yeah. Belfast, they also celebrate it, but for them it's orange because they're Ulster. And Dublin is it's all green, and they have a parade and stuff, but then they end it in a very cordially manner, and everybody goes to the pubs at the same time. Dublin is a wild place, not gonna lie. From American eyes.
My life goals to sing an Irish song with an Irish dude in a bar drunk. I just feel like that's just like the feather in the cap that I have to achieve at some point.
That's the Instagram moment.
I only got to see Dublin, and I regret only seeing Dublin because the locals told me I need to go to Galway, I need to go to Cork, I need to go to the Midlands, I got to go to Limerick, I got to see all these amazing places that I was only there for 4 days, but I spent
all of it. That's why you need to live in your vehicle.
Live in your vehicle.
Because then you
But yeah,
have
you should.
unlimited amount of time to go see those places that the tourists tell you. Like that was a big regret about going to Phoenix, is that I only had 3 days and I had an electric car, so I couldn't go up 100 miles to Sedona. I couldn't go out to go see the canyon because I didn't have enough time. Because I
Okay.
had to be back to this spot. So like, that's the thing about. That's why I feel the freedom is worth the complications of living in your vehicle, is because you save half the time because you never have to fucking circle back.
Okay. Well, Rodney, where do you want to
Living in
go?
your vehicle or traveling in your vehicle? Those are two very different things as well, too. Living in your vehicle is nice, but a lot of fucking downside. But if you're
Well,
traveling,
yeah, when you're 6'5".
that's a good point. Put everything under that lens, don't I? You're right. Yeah, I guess
It is, bro. I mean, your perspective is a complete 12 inches taller than mine.
that's fair. That's
Like
fair.
my best friend up here is 4 foot fucking 10. It's a big deal. It's constantly in our relationship, her being short and me being average. So yeah, I can definitely see your perspective, bro. It's like I'm
Okay.
telling her she would have a breeze of a time living in a vehicle because she doesn't have to fucking buy this giant ass Sprinter just so she can stand up with a centimeter between her and the roof.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, Rodney, where do you want to go that you haven't
I
been
want to
to
go
yet?
everywhere.
Everywhere? There's
Everywhere.
nowhere on the map that you like your heart is like, I gotta see this now.
I'll tell you the place that I want to visit the most, but I'm the most scared of going because of the finances and the danger that it could come at, is India.
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 Ooh.
I would love to go
Okay.
there just to experience it, but I don't think I want to be there for long.
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like I'd want to visit India for like a day trip, but I don't see myself wanting to spend a lot of time there. Everybody that I've ever asked that has been to India don't have great things to say about
Yeah, no more than a week.
it.
Yeah, I think a week would be right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just
Okay.
because of the congestion and everything, but to go see like all the religious monuments and everything, I I would love to go to India just to experience like the religious culture that they have there. And the
Okay.
same thing for China. I would go to
Well, what
China.
part of India are you going to the Muslim area, the Hindi area, the Christian area?
See, that's my point. I don't know enough about geological India to give you a good answer. Like
Okay.
that's why I'm to the point where like I don't want to have to pick one place.
Well, that's good okay, so this is giving me something to talk about on our next podcast. I will find all the shit I can about India from my colleagues and they'll tell me where everything is and I'll draw you a map.
But like I like India for the people, for the colors, for the fucking stories. They have great action movies. I love their
Bollywood is
fuck
cool.
Yeah, I love Bollywood fucking movies. Yeah, that shit's fucking hilarious. I wish Tom Cruise would do shit like that. He takes himself way too
Okay.
seriously.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
but
I
I
like
don't
your
know, for the
guys'
most
ideas. I like where you want to go. I
for the
like where
most part,
both of you got your head at.
I wanna see India and experience it versus the pictures, because I feel like it's one of those places where the pictures are like 100 times better than actual being there. Just like Florida. Florida looks nice unless you're in the fucking hot box.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks good when you're not experiencing the heat, the humidity, the bugs, the smells, and all of that.
The swamp puppies. The
Yeah,
swamp puppies.
I'll
constantly
never
watching
forget.
your feet for fucking snakes and iguanas and flying squirrels and fucking spiders coming at you.
I'll
Fire
never forget
ants.
moving
Oh my
down here.
God.
What'd you
We
say,
were we were
Gavin?
cruising, we were cruising down in this van, driving down here in this fucking red Ford Aerostar van, coming from Maryland to the glorious state of Florida with all the hot chicks and palm trees and beaches galore. And we get here and it's fucking humid as shit, sweaty as fuck, hottest you've ever got.
River
Oh,
down your back.
for me, it was the sun. It was like you're under a magnifying lens. Like it's amplified to such an extent
Yeah,
to
because
where
we don't tan.
his left hand out the window, his left arm out the window, turned purple from sun poisoning. Because the sun poison that he had sunburn so bad that it went past sunburn to sun poisoning. And that was our first week in Florida, was him having to like oatmeal baths on his arm from the 13-hour drive where he stuck it out the window and it fucking turned purple from sun poisoning. You fucking burnt up like little crackers first fucking.
Okay, we can't all blame
that
that on Florida. You have to take some responsibility as a pasty white boy.
Oh shit!
100%. Yeah, no, I agree that we should have been more prepared for
Because even up here in North Dakota, I get my left arm burned if I leave it on the arm of the window. It'll still get burned all the way up here in North Dakota.
Oh,
yeah, no, the sun will get you no matter where you're at, but it's definitely amplified closer you get to the equator. That's for sure.
Man, that sounds like my experience when my first week here in North Dakota. Fucking, we got blown off the road in like a historical blizzard on the interstate, and fucking like 10 other people were right next to us, like just fucking thrown off the road from gusts of wind and the blow. And then we got out of the vehicle. That was the stupidest thing ever. We got out of the vehicle to flag down this tow truck. He was just fucking fishing people out for $100 a shot, just pulling them back onto the road. And
dude, he cleaned up that day.
Oh yeah, dude, he fucking chased us down because we didn't have any cash on us, so we went to the gas station down the interstate, and we sat there for like 20 minutes waiting for him. Had the cash and everything. He shows up like fucking guns blazing, fucking pulls up in front of us in between the gas pumps so that we can't drive off. I'm like, dude, the car's not even running. We're not even in the vehicle. Why are you all gung-ho? We told you that we would meet you at the closest ATM. I guess he got pissed off because he went to another store first and didn't find us there. It's like, what do you expect, man? But yeah, that sucks, Gavin. But yeah, I feel you right there. Like I like the experiences, like the people the friendships that I made in Florida, but I could deal without the heat. I only miss the water.
Yeah,
but
I
if
miss
I got a river, I'm fine.
I only miss St. Augustine. That's the only thing I miss.
Oh, me too. Me too. I took David there, my son, and it just, oh God, that was a good day. That was a really good day.
And place is magical. I very much believe that like certain areas hold energies, and like my God, like St. Augustine's one of them. For such a shithole state of Florida, like the vibes of St. Augustine are unparalleled. It's just awesome.
It's like a gem in all the rock.
Yeah, it is.
You're
It's
right.
like the last place in Florida where you can actually go and have like a vacation and not have to spend like $1,000 per person.
You're gonna still spend $1,000 per person.
No,
you wanted to.
No, because I remember plenty of times where we just took a weekend trip to St. Augustine just to fucking walk around.
Yeah, no, but that's not a vacation, right? Like
for a high school person, that is.
No. What I mean is, I just meant like if you're coming from Virginia to St. Augustine, you're still spending $1,000.
Oh, well, I meant I was referring to like as a Florida resident.
Yeah, bro, it was the best, right? Because you're right. You could zip over there and everything was free. You're right. Like as a Florida resident, everything had a price tag attached. Disney, all of that shit had a price tag attached, but not
because everything nice in Florida has a price tag, or you have to be a member of a club, you know, or it's fucking sanctioned off. Like, yeah, if you're not going to the resorts or to the beach, then you're just playing in the woods or driving fucking off-road vehicles or driving on the road like it's the off-road. Or fucking drinking and shit, you know, like, yeah, Florida gets bad, you know, like that's why I can totally imagine how bad it is in Jamaica, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, because they're like, people are like, yeah, let's go see Jamaica off the resort. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. That's like backstage at a giant concert. The concert looks magical, but as soon as you pull that curtain back, it's just fucking rods and fucking people in black.
That's true.
Okay, Rodney, this was so much fun, but I got to get back to doing dad shit now. We've been
Yeah.
recording for a long time.
We have been. I'm getting the 6 minute mark. I was gonna say something anyways too. This has been super fun. We will definitely have to do this again. I
Hell
think
yeah.
we did pretty good for our
Gavin,
first
thank
video
you so
episode.
much for being a guest appearance on this. You had gave us a lot of input. I appreciate all this. One more thing I'd like to add. You guys are talking about Ireland and India. I don't want to bore you, snooze you with that stuff, but I've never been to the Great Lakes states. I really need to walk through Milwaukee and Chicago. I really need to see the St. Lawrence Strait from Quebec and Toronto's perspective. I got to see that area. The Germans, when they go on vacation, when it's not New York or LA or Miami, they
Mhm.
constantly go to places like Ohio and Wisconsin, and they say that the area is so beautiful and green, and it reminds them of home. So
There's no
something
one
about the
there.
Great Lakes,
Well,
something
yeah.
about the Great Lakes makes Germans very happy. They really like that fucking area up there, and I got to see it. So I really want to go to Chicago one day and Milwaukee and see what the fuck's up there.
Fair enough. Well, that'll be on your list of many places you have to visit along with your other.
Because
Better
I've
go
already
in-
been to New Orleans. I know what Mardi Gras looks like, and I
Better
have
go
no.
like
I have
fucking height of summer.
sure, whatever.
Fucking
But
cold.
anyways, this has been our episode. Rodney, sound us off.
All
Yes,
right,
well, I was
guys.
just gonna
Thank
say
you for
thank
joining
you.
us for what was that?
I never had a chance to say thank you as well. I appreciate y'all having me on. It's been awesome. I've never been on a podcast before, so this is my first podcast.
Woo!
So I just wanted to thank you guys for being gracious hosts and for having me on, and it's been a great time, and I'm happy to come on anytime y'all want me to.
Of course.
Hey,
Gavin.
the most priceless thing that you can give somebody is your time, and you gave us a lot of input and time. So thank you, Gavin.
Got it, brother. Anytime. I'm happy to anytime. So you just let me know.
God damn, this is
All
so
right,
good.
bro.
This is a great fucking episode. Shit.
Are you even gonna be able to eat anything since we took up your lunchtime?
Oh, it's cool. No, it was drive time just from the office to my first appointment, and I'm literally 2 minutes away, so the timing couldn't be more perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
Well, yeah. Well, there you go, everybody. That's Gavin Young, a great old high school friend from way back when we were all stuck in Florida. Oh, there he is. There we go with a big Paul Bunyan beard and
Love
his
the Paul
fucking
Bunyan beard.
cool guy
Majestic,
glasses.
gorgeous.
But yeah, thank you
Oh.
guys for listening. We will probably do another one of these in the future, but I'm not going to give you any kind of timestamp because we are not reliable like that. But yeah, thank
3
you
time zones, 3 people.
yeah, what it's 11 o'clock for me, it's 12 o'clock for Gavin, it's 7 o'clock for
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Oh yeah, I was going off
Yep.
Gavin's time. But yeah. Yeah, they got two. Well, Gavin's at work, fucking Greg's got kids running around his house.
Yeah, I gotta get back to the
reactions,
kid.
Dying. Yeah, go check on David. Make sure he's not dying. But all right, guys.
I love you guys. We'll talk later.
All right.
I love y'all. Peace.
We talk
Peace.
next time. All right. Where do I head?